Welcome to Your Kentuckiana Home. Join us as we take an in-depth and entertaining look at the local housing market.
Today we are with Jerry Hodges with Capital Mortgage. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to talking a little bit here.
So we were talking about Homerama houses, and I thought we'd just have a little bit of fun and talk about what it would be. How do you get a Homerama home? Like, what do you have to put on the table?
Well, I can say that's dream world for me. I'm not quite a Homerama territory personally, but we do some financing for people who are interested in buying Homerama homes. And if you are looking at a home above, or if you're looking at a loan amount above $417,000, you're typically going to have to put at least 10% down. So that can be pretty pricey when you start getting the big numbers.
So if we wanted, for example, the house with 2 tree houses that was $1.4 million, we'd be putting $140,000 down.
That's approximately right, and that's the minimum. You get better terms in that if you put more money down. 20% is obviously the goal that most lenders have, but you can usually get away with 10 if you really need to make that work.
All right, well, I'm just going to go to the bank and get $140,000.
All right, do you have an armed guard around here?
Yeah, exactly. It's in a suitcase.
Yeah. Can I come?
Yeah. Okay, so most of us, though, are, anywhere between $200,000 and sometimes a little bit lower, anywhere from $100,000 to a $500,000 loan. Realistically, are people able to get loans for that amount right now?
Loans, there's a misconception. A lot of times people had kind of felt like that loans were difficult to get, and they have become a little more difficult, but the pendulum's kind of swung back in the other direction. And so anyone with typically about a 620 credit score or greater can get a loan nowadays. And depending on whether they're eligible for VA or USDA, they can get in for no money down. Otherwise, if they're not a veteran and they're not buying in an area that's outside of Jefferson County, then they're going to need typically a minimum of 3% down. So one of the biggest issues that I find in pre-approvals and pre-qualifications, especially with first-time home buyers, is they'll call and they'll make put an application in over the phone or provide some basic information, and then the lender will tell them that they're pre-qualified, and that's a big difference than pre-approved. Pre-approved is where they would come into the office and they would bring in their last 2 pay stubs and their last 2 months bank statements and their last 2 years tax returns and W-2s, and then we would kind of analyze all of that to really truly tell them what they're qualified for. A lot of the horror stories that people hear are they get pre-qualified and not pre-approved, and then when they get into the loan process, they provide all the documents that they should have been asked for up front, and what happens is the underwriter starts finding problems, etc., that could have been found if we would have just gotten that information up front.
So you always hear when you're going to buy a house for the first time, the second time, or the third time, that you should go see a loan officer first. Why is that so important?
For a couple of reasons. Number one, you want to know what you can qualify for. You don't want to be looking at homes that are $250,000 if you can only afford $200,000. If you do that, what happens is when you realize that you can only afford $200,000, you start looking at the $200,000 homes. They're not nearly as attractive as the $250,000.
No, they're not.
So you kind of spoil yourself a little bit, and so it's really important. And also, I recommend that people determine what the maximum monthly payment that they're comfortable with is up front, so that they don't push that, because what happens is sometimes they don't really set that in their mind, and then they keep inching their price point upwards because that next house is just a little bit nicer, and before you know it, they're quite a bit more than what they're comfortable with. So I tell people to firm that up.
So you can not only help them get their home budget, but you can also sit down with them and say, okay, these are some of the other expenses that you may have, and you need to think about this, because yes, you can afford $700 per month or $1,500 per month for your mortgage, but you can't afford that plus everything else.
Absolutely, and in addition to preparing them for additional monthly expenses, when we counsel with them, we tell them about money that they're going to need during the home buying process, in addition to the down payment, because they're going to need a home inspection, which can be $200, $300, $400, depending on who does it. They're going to have to put up money as a good faith deposit when they make an offer on a house, and a lot of people don't know about these things, and so they think they're just going to go out here and all they need is their down payment and the seller's going to pay their closing costs. And if you don't really understand what you're signing up for, the next thing you know, people are asking you to write checks and you're not really prepared for it. So we like to kind of go through the entire checklist. I sit down with people and kind of explain everything from start to finish so that they kind of know what to expect.
We're here with Todd Meyer and Betty Irvin with Me's Tile and Marble. Todd, you guys have been a locally family-owned and operated business for over 30 years, which means everyone loves Me's Tile and Marble. Tell us why they love you so much.
Thanks, Kim. We have been around since 1954, and a lot of that has to do with the wonderful employees and the service we give. Betty's been around with us for over 18 years, and several other of our employees have been around with us for over 30 years.
Wow, and so Betty, you're a designer here at Me's Tile and Marble. So you've seen a lot of things come and go over the years. What is hot right now?
The hottest thing right now is the wood look tiles. They're made of porcelain ceramic. They can go on floors, walls, interior, exterior. We also have over 2,600 glass and marble mosaics to choose from.
Wow, sounds like you guys have a lot to offer.
We do.
All right, sounds good. If you would like a family-owned and operated business with lots of options and great design, give Me's Tile and Marble a call today. Todd, we are in your beautiful granite and marble showroom. Tell us why someone should use Me's Tile and Marble for granite.
Well, we're very fortunate, Kim, to be only 2 blocks away from the tile showroom, so they can utilize this showroom with their tile and go back and forth. Right now, we have over 60 to 70 colors of natural stone slabs to select from. The biggest advantage is that the consumer only pays for what they use. You don't purchase full slabs from us.
So that saves the consumer a lot of money, doesn't it?
It does, yes, a lot of money. And right now, we're bringing in slabs from over 9 different countries.
Wow, so 9 different countries, over 60 different colors, and there's a designer that can help you incorporate your backsplash, your tile, and everything.
That's right. We have in-house designers to help them select everything, and all of our employees work for the company.
And that's very important. All right, well, if you need granite or tile for your bathroom or kitchen, come out to Me's Tile and Marble. So if someone doesn't have the credit score of what was you're saying?
Well, they go down to 580. Once you get to 620, at that point you're pretty safe. And
okay.
That 580 to 620 range is kind of hit or miss.
So if someone comes in, you pull their credit score, and let's just say they're 570, can you help them and give them tools to get their credit score up so that they can purchase a home?
Absolutely. We can counsel them on kind of what's on their report now. We can give them some direction. For example, one thing that's really important are people don't realize balance to limit ratios. If you have a $1,000 limit on your credit card and you have a $995 balance, that's going to drag your score down. But if every 20% that you pay that card down, it will increase your score. So ideally, if you have a $1,000 card, you want to keep it under $200, and that will maximize your credit score. So sometimes I can just sit down with someone and they have a $300 Sam's card that has $320 on it, and they just pay that off and their score goes up 30 points. Otherwise, the other option is if they have a lot of derogatory, a lot of negative stuff from the past, we can refer them to a credit repair company that we work with who can charge them a small monthly fee, and it usually takes about 4 to 6 months to help them kind of get a lot of their past cleaned up, depending on how bad it is, how recent it is, and and what it is.
So if someone watching right now is on the fence of whether or not they want to buy a house, what would you tell them? I
would say A, interest rates are amazingly low, so you're silly if you're not. B, go look at rents at an apartment or a house, because it's so much more expensive than buying a house. And even if a lot of people, I don't have the down payment or what have you, the down payment can be a gift from a family member. It doesn't have to be your own money that you've saved up. There are some down payment assistance programs. They're a little bit of a pain and a little bit hard to qualify for, but they are out there. KHC which is Kentucky Housing Corporation. They will offer some down payment assistance. They don't give you the money, they'll kind of loan it to you, and you still have to pay it back, but it's a way that you can kind of get in. But to answer your question, I would suggest that prices are only going to go up because what happens when we had all these foreclosures, the builders stopped building, and the demand for housing is continuing to grow, but there's not a lot of new supply coming onto the market. So that's why we're seeing a little bit of this inventory shortage, where there's not a lot of homes for sale, and the nice homes that are for sale are selling quickly, which is all that's going to do is drive prices up, and I believe rates are going to go up in the next 6 months to a year. And so now is I've been preaching this same line for 3 or 4 years, but it's literally as good a time as it's ever been to buy. And once you get through this, I think it's going to get quite a bit more expensive over the next 12 months.
Well, thank you so much, Jerry. You've given us some great information today. I hope if you're on the fence, you take Jerry's advice and you give him a call. He can help you through the home buying process. The time to buy is now.
This week I want to kind of go over some insulating tips. Best time apparently to do insulation is in the winter when it's a little bit cooler. It's a hot job because whatever area you're working in is usually hot and stuffy, but for me, I find the best time for me to do something is when I have time to do it. So you may have to work this in at any time you're on vacation. Insulation is really simple, kind of easy rule of thumbs, and we'll show you a table, show you exactly what we have. But R13 is what we're going to put in most 2x4 spaces. 2x6 spaces would be like R19, and the R value is the thickness, the retention rate to hold your heat in or your air conditioning, whichever you're trying to accomplish. Now, one thing I want to make sure I get this into you. A lot of folks think that in some of the blown-in insulation that we can just keep blowing it in and getting it taller and taller. Not all of it's rated. You want to make sure on your package that it'll say like R6 to R28. Those can be stacked up, but the others are going to compress, and as it compresses, you're going to lose your R factor. So if we take a R19, which is rated for a 2x6, and we push it into a 2x4 wall, you've taken your R19 rating down lower because you've compressed all the insulating value. So we want to make sure that we get this correct when we do this. You can get it in batch that's cut for a wall, or you can get a continuous roll, and the only thing you'll need, you need a mask to keep the insulation from getting in your nose and in your lungs, some eye protection. You want to use your eye protection so the fiberglass don't get in your eyes, a simple utility knife to cut the lengths that you need, and again, you just roll it out, cut the lengths you need, just kind of let the friction of the insulation hold it in between the studs. And you also have this small all-purpose roll. You can put that around windows, doors, any holes that you have, wiring that may come out, and we're going to do you a segment on using the great stuff insulation for those places. This is just loose insulation that you can tuck in little holes. You can do that around your light fixtures, your plugs in your house. Take your plug cover off, kind of put some insulation in there, keep that draft from coming back on you. So in this is a simplistic way. I believe LG&E's last rating was that we lose 30 to 50% of our energy through open spaces within our house. And we'll, like I said, we'll cover that on another one, but you want to get your insulation in on your floor, you want to get the insulation in on your ceiling and in your walls.
Hi, Karen Rodriguez with Integrity Group Realtors. I'm here with the owner of this lovely home, who is also a local appraiser, Phil Bohr. Thanks, Phil, for letting me list your home. Welcome to my latest listing at 9715 Broad Run Road, priced at $675,000. This wonderful walkout Cape Cod is nestled on 9.9 beautiful private acres. It features a 63 by 40 barn, private flowered gardens, a gazebo. The interior features a gourmet kitchen which overlooks the grounds, a master suite with his and hers both walk-in closets. It also features the finished lower level with a workout room, office, and a huge family room. For more information on this property, give me a call today.
Hi, I'm Belinda Johnson with Integrity Group Realtors. I'd like to talk to last-time home buyers. You find yourselves with very specific, special needs. Maybe the loss of a spouse, medical issues, or even the kids are just grown and gone and you're needing to downsize. My passion is because I've witnessed firsthand the overwhelming decisions that you are faced with. You maybe have a lifetime investment that you need to sell, and now you're looking for less square footage, handicap accessible options. Call me. I can help facilitate these needs with attorneys, lenders, even handymen if you just have a special maintenance need for that home before you sell it. Call me. I specialize in real estate and I specialize in your best interest.
I'm Kathy Small with Caliber Home Loans. If you're thinking of building a home this year, we offer rate protection with our extended rate lock for 6 months on new construction. We also offer a float down option. So what that means to you is you know what your rate's going to be when your house is complete, you know what your payment's going to be, and if the rates have improved, you get a lower rate. We offer this on our conventional, government, and our jumbo loan programs. If you have any questions, call me at 291-6697.
I'm here with Lisa Lynn Knight, and Lisa, we're in one of your clients, Paulette, and this home is absolutely amazing how you pulled everything together, and it's a little bit of old and new. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I met Paulette from church. We're very good friends, and I helped her with her previous home that needed to be sold. It had been on the market for about a year. Came in, did some updates to the home, and did some staging, and the home sold immediately. So she wanted to bring a lot of those beautiful things from the other home that she lived in here, but she also wanted a fresh start. She wanted some new ideas, some new pops of color, and also bring in some just kind of more of an eclectic feel. So it was great working with her because she has some beautiful old antiques, some treasured pieces that have been in her family for years, but yet we came in, we added some pops of color, a little bit of a contemporary flair, added in some unique pieces to really bring it all together.
I love the stories behind some of the things that you guys have done here, like the balance that reminded her of her mother, that you guys changed just a little bit, but she still has that memory of when she looks at it. I'm thinking about her mom, and the kitchen table, or the dining room table rather, that was the dining room table that she got when she first got married, and you guys changed it around. So it's a little bit different, but she still has all those memories close to her.
That's right. And what's so unique is that table is just so classic and beautiful, and she always had 5 chairs. She never had a 6th chair. So what we decided to do is come in and do a fun, bold fabric chair at the head of the table, brighten it up with a cool rug underneath, and it just really brought that old table into the new.
Well, you guys did a really good job here, and you've really got her taste. And you know, one of the neat things, this is the second client that we've met so far, and these clients aren't just clients to you, they're your friends.
You know, it's amazing how many of my clients, if I didn't know them before, become friends. It's just a very intimate situation when you're working in someone's home. It's something where you really have to get to know them. If you don't know them, you're not going to design well for them. So it's a bond, and these bonds last over the years, and we do people's homes, and years later we come back and we do more for them, you know, because everyone likes a fresh update every 3 to 5 years. So we keep doing new things, and it's a lasting relationship.
And a fresh update doesn't mean redoing everything.
Oh no, but it's so great to add something. Even Paulette is now ready for another phase in this home. She wants a new rug in her great room and a new sofa. Those were existing pieces that she kept for a while, but now we're going to update those as well. But also, you know, a room with a new fresh coat of paint, a little bit of wallpaper, some new floral arrangements, little things that just really brighten up the home and make it feel special again.
I'm here with Darla with Lisa Lynn Designs, and we are in Paulette's master bedroom, and you pretty much put this entire home together yourself, right? With Paulette's guidance, of course.
Yes, and Lisa was a big part of this as well. The master, I kind of, you know, transitioned just doing it myself. You know, we added lots of new things, but you'll see a lot of existing already furniture, but we added quite a few little touches here and there in this room.
One of the things that I like most about when I was learning about the design of this home is that this was a complete straight balance, And she wanted to keep it because her mother is a quilter, or was a quilter, and this reminded her of her mom. So it was really important that she kept it, but she wanted to spice it up a little bit, and you guys were able to do that for her.
Yes, yes. You know, Paulette called and wanted, you know, just a transformation of her valance. So what we did is we picked a style and just added a few little touches. You know, we added the beading to add just that little fun flair that Paulette, you'll see, has throughout her house. You know, we added the cute little button just to add a little more pop to it and more fun, and the panels, which adds that blue that you'll see is in her rug and her bedding. So yeah.
I love how this is one of the focal points of the room, but it also flows through everything. The rug is absolutely gorgeous. It has the same blue colors in it. This bench, you were telling me, was custom made?
Correct.
And then you didn't really custom ordered, but you added the same color pillow.
Yes, yes. Actually, the woman who did the treatments added a pop of color with the pillow. So the pillow is actually custom as well. But you can see that the existing pillows match the treatment. So, you know, we wanted to add that little blush pink tone up there as well. But the rug is just gorgeous. It brings all the colors together as a rug should.
We're with Lisa Lynn's client, Paulette. Paulette, I love your home, and I've enjoyed hearing the stories about how you've designed everything. And you were just telling me that this entire house was designed around this one color Caribbean holiday.
Yes, I wanted something that would stand out, particularly in the dining room, and I saw this color and some paint swatches and said, that's it. So we took that color and sort of ran with it.
And so some of the things that you ran with was this beautiful fabric right here that you used for your window treatments.
Yes, I did. And I used that, and then we have the rug design and a chair design here, and Lisa was able to put it all together. I know what color I like, but not exactly how to put it all together. And I think that's one of the things that I found with the designer that they really help you with. They're able to help you kind of see different textures, different ways you can put things together that I certainly wouldn't do by myself.
Welcome back to another episode of your Kentuckiana Home. This weekend is the tour of remodeled homes, and you're going to get a look inside into Phil Fackler's home, which is an aging in space specialist redesign.
Welcome to Your Kentuckiana Home, presented by Commonwealth Bank and Trust. Join us as we take an in-depth and entertaining look at the local housing market.
Well, I'm with Phil Fackler with Fackler Homes. Phil, thanks for joining us today.
Glad to be here. Thanks for being here as well.
So you're an aging in place specialist.
I am.
And what exactly does that mean?
Well, for those who don't know, Aging in Place Specialist is a certification through the National Home Builders Association where I took further and continuing education classes and learned to help transition people's homes from a traditional home to one that they could live in for as long as they could medically and stay there without having to consider senior living or nursing homes or some other option.
And so what are some of the simple things that you could do to someone's home that would allow them to stay in their home as they age?
The simplest thing, and you've always heard people say, well, we get a hospital bed for mom and we'll put it in the dining room. That's all well and good, but unless you have a bathroom, a hallway that you can manipulate a walker or a wheelchair in, that's the necessity. If you don't have that, you have to move out. So if you can make some adjustments in that arena, you can stay as long as you want.
So that's one of the main reasons in Marsha's home that you took the garage and made it into a master bedroom.
Exactly. With having a second floor master, I mean, that was not going to be feasible for later down the road. And they always knew they wanted to stay here. So by being able to convert the garage to a master, they can do all their living on the first floor and never have to go upstairs.
So Phil, we are standing in what used to be the garage of Marsha's home.
That's correct.
It looks a lot better than a garage.
I am standing where the refrigerator was. Refrigerator 2. And then you walked over here, you had a little workbench. And then this space was where the lawnmower used to sit. And then we squeezed in 2 cars in between all of this.
What were the specific things that you did to this room to make it so that it was handicap accessible for Marsha and her husband as they aged?
Well, logistically, we had to have a door wide enough to come out into the garage. We had to raise the level of the floor up to match the level that was existing inside. So that meant raising this floor approximately 6 inches. That also allowed us to run ductwork underneath it because the ductwork would run all the way out to the windows.
And you did some special things to the master bath so that it would be handicap accessible to it. What are some of the things that you did there?
The biggest thing and the most simple is to widen the doorway to 3 foot wide. And the other thing is to have a shower that's accessible. So right now we have a curb, but that curb is detachable if we need to, so one could roll a wheelchair right in there if they absolutely had to. If they could not step over 4 inches, they can roll it in. And the same way with the vanity. We design the vanity, we can detach the cabinet and then converts into a handicapper roll-in or a walker roll-up and be used that way.
Marsha was so nice to invite us in our home today. Marsha, thank you for allowing us to see your beautiful home.
Thank you for being here.
So you basically did an entire home remodel.
We did, yeah.
And it started over a couple different phases. What was your first phase?
Well, the first phase was expanding the kitchen and opening the kitchen into the living room. In our previous home, the kitchen was on one side of the house and the family room was on the other side, and there was a hallway and bathroom down the middle, and I always felt separated from my family when I was in the kitchen.
And Phil Fackler did all of this remodeling for you.
That's correct, yes. And Phil loves what he does, and it comes across when you work with him, and it makes it really fun to work with him. That's one of the things I love about working with Phil. The other thing is what he accomplishes in such a timely manner. And in our 3 phases, 2 of them were major. And in both of those major
renovations, we were able to get back in within 3.5 months.
Wow. Well, thank you for allowing us in your home again today and sharing your experience with Phil and what you've done to this house. We'll be back with more Your Kentuckiana Home.
Welcome to Closets by Design, a proud sponsor of Your Kentuckiana Home. I'm Jess Speedy, Vice President and General Manager, and we would like to invite you to our home. Since 2002, Closets by Design has been providing custom storage and organizing solutions to homeowners in the Kentuckiana area. Closets by Design provides custom systems for nearly every room in the house, including the master closet, pantry, garage, mudroom, home office, hobby room, wall beds, and the laundry room. Our customized solutions provide more than shelves and rods. As you can see in the closet behind us, we can maximize the function of the space, give you the tools to be organized, and give you the closet of your dreams.
Hi, I'm Tara Lutz, Senior Designer with Closets by Design. The way we typically work is to schedule a free in-home design consultation with the client. We'll arrive, take measurements of the space, and an inventory of the client's needs. Then we're able to sit with the client, design the space together, and provide them color 3D drawings of the space and a quote, all in the initial visit.
Once your system is designed, we go to work at our state-of-the-art factory in Louisville. Each unit is built to your exact specifications, and our Closet by Design company installation team will install the units quickly and neatly. Closets by Design understands that each part of your home has unique organizational requirements. We custom design each system to fit your specific needs to maximize your space. That is why our superior storage solutions have made us the leader in the industry. We invite you to call for your free in-home design consultation today. Imagine your home totally organized.
Well, I'm with Phil Fackler with Fackler Homes, and this home is on the tour of remodeled homes that is going on this weekend.
That's correct. It will be on the tour, and we're hoping that a lot of people come out and see it.
Well, the Tour of Remodeled Homes is put on by the Building Industry Association of Louisville, and you can purchase your ticket here or go on the website and get some more information on it. What are people going to see, all of the remodeling projects that you did to this home when they come out this weekend?
We started with the expansion that we're standing in now in the kitchen in the living room. We then, after they lived in that a few years, they started having grandchildren. We redid the basement so that kids could have a place to play. And then lastly, we did the major garage renovation, turning that into the new master suite, and then building a new exterior detached garage. So that completed the project for them.
And so what we're standing on right now, you were telling is there's a crawl space underneath us.
That's correct. We had to dig this out, and we have a 4-foot tall crawl space underneath this floor, and it's a full brick floor. Specially designed, specially braced to handle the weight. But Marcia, the homeowner, she knew exactly what she wanted it to look like. And she said, this is how we do it. So told us to figure out how to do it.
This is what I want. Figure it out, Phil.
Exactly. She gave us the plans and we went to town.
Well, it looks like you went to town beautifully. This house is gorgeous.
Well, thank you very much. We're very proud of it. It was a real team effort. I have a great group of subcontractors that I use on the same job, on every job, and we all do the work the way it's supposed to be done.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. If you're interested in using Phil for your home remodel or want to learn more about an aging in place specialist, which Phil is, give him a call with the contact information on your screen. Terry, I can't wait to see your do-it-yourself tips that you have in store for us this week.
This week here, what we want to do is kind of take a look at something that a lot of folks are looking for, and we walk into the aisle to get us a ladder, and it's just overwhelming with all the models, all the different kinds, the lengths, the heights, the types. We go from type 1A to type 1 to type 2 to type 3. They got weight ratings on them, and you see all that. It's a little bit overwhelming, and you really don't know what to get. Why not have just one 8-foot ladder, one 10-foot ladder, one 12-foot ladder? Well, there's specific reasons, and we want to go over that with you a little bit. But we do have a product that I wanted to get you to take a look at, is these newer ones. If you remember, the old step ladders for the house were really narrow and rickety, and so now we have these ones that's got wide steps, and it used to say, don't step on the top step, not a step. Well, they're heavy duty. You're able to go up and down them a lot more stable and a lot better for homeowners. Folks, your average person, 5 foot, 6 inches, this is gonna give you a reach of about 7 foot. The way that you want to measure your ladder is what your maximum reach is. You're gonna be about a foot or two over that to what the ladder is. So when we're on a 6-foot ladder, we're gonna reach 8 foot. When we're on an 8-foot ladder, we're gonna reach 10. Now, as we go into the ladders, if you look here, what we have is we've got an aluminum and a fiberglass. If you see, both of those are the 250-pound Type 1 heavy-duty rating. That's just the choice of whether you want aluminum or fiberglass. Personally, I like fiberglass. If it ever touches anything electric, it's not gonna send the electricity through. But then we have this one here, which is an A1, and the rating is 300 pounds. Now, you may look at your step ladder and say, well, I weigh less than 250. But you gotta think, what are you gonna be carrying with you? Add that weight to it. Say you're shingling your shed and you need to carry the shingles up on top of your shed, pitch them up there. What's the shingle weight plus your weight, and you're stepping on this. We also have a full line of extension ladders, and one thing that they have is this is a ladder stabilizer, and it goes across your top rungs to base over windows. It gives it a little wider span so that if you get on one side or the other, it don't slide as much. They also have, I call them feet, they call them covers, goes over the end of it, so when you lean it on your house, if you've got siding instead of brick, it's not gonna scratch it up. So you be sure you pick these up whenever you get your ladder. That way you won't be scratching up your siding, and it'll make you a little more stable when you're doing your work. And one that we're going to show you is this one right here in just a little bit. It's got the legs that adjust, as we see right here. If you're on a hill or on stairs, working inside, changing light bulbs, you just pull that leg up, you get it stabilized, get your ladder level, and if you can see in the picture here, that you can adjust any kind of grade that you have. So that's what you want to look for when you're trying to get you a ladder and know what you're looking for.
Here at Integrity Group Realtors, we pride ourselves in working with veterans. If you're a veteran, you need to give us a call. We would love to work with you.
Hi, my name is Karen Rodriguez. I'm an associate broker here at Integrity Group Realtors. I've been in the business for now 30 plus years and watched it evolve into the high-tech industry it has become for both our buyers and our sellers. I'm a numbers girl. My average days on the market are 57, and my list price to sold price is 98.9%. So to get the job done, call me. My customers are number one.
Hello, my name is Pamela Shoemaker-Colvin, a real estate agent here at Integrity Group Realtors.
And my name is Catherine Green. I'm a closing attorney at Mattingly Ford Title Services. I specialize in the facilitation of short sales, which is what we are here to discuss with you.
If you're behind on payments and you need to get out from underneath your house, give us a call today.
It can be a scary process when you're receiving court pleadings from the bank and facing foreclosure. Often it's a difficult time in your life when you've lost a spouse or you've lost your job. There are a lot of reasons. I've helped a lot of people in a lot of situations, and every short sale is different, but that's why we're here to help.
If you contact me, we can get your house on the market and sold before it goes into the foreclosure process.
Absolutely. It's a lot of red tape, and that's what's scary with the banks. You'll be on hold for hours at a time and get nowhere. So call Pamela.
Call me today and we will facilitate the short sale process for you.
And if anyone knows real estate, we know real estate.
Hello, I'm Sean Loxton with the Logsdon Group. We specialize in auction and real estate services. I'm one of the few certified estate specialists in this local area designated by the National Auctioneers Association. We work closely with estates and families faced with a very tough decision on what to do with their personal property and real estate. We can help both. So please contact us today in order to find out how we can help you liquidate your real estate and personal property in a fair and lucrative manner.
I'm with Michelle Gammons at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Parks and Wiseburg. Michelle, this is a beautiful model that you have in the Flat Rock Ridge neighborhood. And why are people wanting to live here?
Most people like this area because it's still very convenient to the Shelbyville Road corridor and the Old Henry exit off the Gene Snyder. We have the parklands at Floyd's Fork Park, which is real accessible over Shelbyville Road, and then Long Run Park, which is right behind the neighborhood. And you get a lot of square footage in this neighborhood for the price point.
So you're close to golf courses, you're close to the shops of the bluegrass, which I love.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the different models that you have available here and the lots.
We have just over 48 lots left in this phase. We are going to have another phase of the subdivision as well. We have both slab lots and basement lots in this subdivision. We can go anywhere from 1,900 square feet all the way up to 4,000 square feet. So we could accommodate just about anybody, square footage wise and price point wise.
And the choices that you have in the houses, I mean, you have beautiful stainless steel appliances, you have granite options, carpet to hardwood. I mean, you just have all the choices that you need. And now this neighborhood, Flat Rock Ridge, is a little bit different than some of your other neighborhoods because the options that you have are a little bit more higher end.
That's correct. Actually, Ball Homes offers those same options in all of our neighborhoods. So we can do everything from your more basic carpet and vinyl flooring all the way up to hardwoods and higher end carpets and full tile backsplashes, fully tiled showers, tile tub surrounds with the glass tile accents and a lot of accent pieces. So we could really cover all ends of the spectrum for buyers who want to build.
And what are the price ranges of the homes out here?
In here, in this neighborhood, we start about $208 and then go all the way up to the mid 300s.
And if someone, you guys have lots of different floor plans, and what are the square footage of the floor plans?
We start in this neighborhood about 1,900 square feet and go all the way up to 4,000 square feet.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the model. And if you're interested in Flat Rock Ridge, be sure to use the contact information on your screen and contact a Ball Homes team representative with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Parks and Wiseburg. Well, that wraps up another episode of Your Kentuckiana Home. Tune in next week for more.
Thank you for watching Your Kentuckiana Home, presented by Commonwealth Bank and Trust. Be sure to join us next week for more of Your Kentuckiana Home.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Greenwell with Your Kentuckiana Home, and I'm here with Brian Stalker of the Property Management of Louisville. Brian, tell us why you enjoy using Russell Roofing so much.
Well, with over 500 properties for rent in the Louisville and the southern Indiana area, I have a responsibility to bring great quality to owners and to my tenants. After a great deal of research through 10 to 12 different roofing contractors, we're so thankful that we found Russell Roofing.
And why do you love using them so much?
Well, it started with a lot of research. We noticed that the Better Business Bureau ranks them as an A+, and that knew we could trust them right away. Secondly, they're an Owens Corning preferred contractor, so I knew I was getting a great quality product that was going on our roofs. Next thing, they hand nail, and I think this is very rare in the industry. Normally, contractors will use a nail gun and go for speed as opposed to quality. So we loved that they took the time to hand nail everything, and that keeps us from having to go back and seal leaks in the future.
And the reason why hand nailing is important is because it protects the shingle, is that correct?
That's right, and they don't damage it during the install. You know, these guys, they're also licensed and insured. That was another reason that we use them. They offer a warranty on top of it, but I think the hand nailing makes a big difference with that warranty.
And what else do you use them for besides roofing?
Well, they also do siding and gutters as well, so we use them on those properties as well.
And so when you call Mark, the owner of Russell Roofing, he can meet you pretty much right away most of the time.
He's incredibly responsive. He gives us bids. The pricing's great. Our owners love that. I know that when I call Mark, he puts a roof on a property. I don't have to go there again.
All right, sounds good. Well, if you have a roofing need, maybe you have a leaky roof or you just need a whole new one, be sure to give Russell Roofing a call.